I ain't gonna lie. Why at Diddy and other men like him, financial level and success level, that they cannot go get them.
All right, buckle up, because we are diving deep into some serious Hollywood drama. And this one's got all the ingredients for a blockbuster scandal. So, if you've been keeping up with the latest gossip, you'll know that Sean Diddy Combs, aka Puff Daddy, is right at the center of an absolute storm of allegations that could shake up not just the music industry, but Hollywood, the tech world, and even politics. Yeah, we're talking big names here. And who's been stirring the pot lately with some pretty wild claims? None other than Elon Musk, Tucker Carlson, and Joe Rogan. That's right, two of the biggest voices in tech and media have dropped some serious hints that Diddy's alleged behavior is part of a much larger web of secrets involving some of the world's most powerful people. So what exactly is going on? Let's break it down.
And this guy, he's not joking around. Everything was kind of fun and playful until this moment. And I think that Trump is such a threat because besides the redemption and
Now let's be real here. Diddy has always been a larger than life figure. He's the guy who brought us Bad Boy Records, made hits with the notorious B.I.G., and built an empire that spans music, fashion, and even beverages. But recently it feels like Diddy's empire is crumbling around him. He's been hit with lawsuits, accusations, and now, very public raids by federal agents. It's a lot to take in, and people are starting to wonder what's really going on behind the scenes.
Yeah. Exactly. You're just like, it's there. I mean, it's not just there. It's everywhere. My news feed is dominated by it. Fox News, CNN, everyone. There's raids at Diddy's house.
The whispers have been there for a while, but now Elon Musk has entered the chat, and things have gone from a low murmur to a full-blown roar. On a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, Musk and Rogan dove deep into the Diddy scandal, and let's just say they weren't holding back. Musk, never one to shy away from controversy, compared the Diddy situation to the infamous case of Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, that's a huge deal. Epstein's name alone brings to mind all sorts of conspiracy theories about the rich and powerful. And now Musk is suggesting that Diddy might be involved in something just as shady.
I just be like, you can't just be like, yo,
I'm like, how long do you think my prison sentence is gonna be? Do you think? Will I see my children? I don't know.
Because it's not like you can say, well, yeah, I maxed out to him, but I get.
I have no plausible deniability.
So what exactly did Musk say? Well, during the podcast, Musk hinted that Diddy's troubles might not be just about him. He suggested that there could be a much bigger network involved, one that includes some of the most powerful people in Hollywood, tech, and even politics. Musk implied that Diddy, like Epstein, might have been involved in compromising powerful people, possibly even blackmailing them. He suggested that there could be hidden tapes out there, recordings of private meetings, parties, or worse, that could expose some very high-profile individuals. And the idea that someone like Diddy could be sitting on that kind of explosive material, well, it's got everyone talking.
If that's part of the indictment, that's someone like a blackmail. He was blackmailing people to be in the freak-offs. So that's federal. That could be that's a federal charge. He can't blackmail people to say, yo, listen here, you did it once and you're gonna do it again. That ain't gonna make it with the government or nobody.
Rogan, of course, was all in on this theory. He's no stranger to conspiracy theories. But this one's got legs. Rogan even went as far as to say that Diddy might have been protected by certain powerful people for years because of what he knows. According to Rogan, some of the biggest names in Hollywood and politics might have attended Diddy's infamous parties that, let's just say, weren't your average A-list gathering. Rogan hinted that these parties might have involved some pretty questionable activities, and if those tapes ever surfaced, it could bring down some of the biggest names in the world. And the rumors don't stop there. Musk and Rogan also threw in a political angle, suggesting that some of Diddy's former associates, people who've been close to him over the years, are now rallying behind major political figures. Musk, in particular, pointed out that several of Diddy's old friends are now openly supporting Vice President Kamala Harris. And he didn't stop there. He even called out Jennifer Lopez, who once dated Diddy, for publicly supporting Democratic candidates. Musk's not so subtle implication that some of these celebrities might have been involved in, or at least aware of, Diddy's alleged wrongdoings. But they've been keeping quiet because of their own connections to power.
If Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Wow.
Yes. And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Yeah. Do you think Reid Hoffman's uncomfortable?
Yes.
Fast answer.
And Gates.
LinkedIn and Gates.
Yeah.
And I only ask that because you just look at them and you're like, that's a no.
Now, let's take a step back for a second. This is a lot to take in. And we need to be clear here, none of these allegations have been proven in court. But the fact that these kinds of accusations are even being thrown around is enough to get people talking. And guess what? People are talking. Social media has been blowing up with speculation about what might really be going on behind the scenes. Fans and critics alike are weighing in, and the reactions are all over the place. Some people are shocked, others aren't surprised at all. And a few are even saying, finally, it's all coming to light. One comment that's been making the rounds on social media pretty much sums up how a lot of people are feeling right now. All these elites that get rich off of people's suffering and demise need to be held accountable. And let's be real, there's a lot of frustration out there with the rich and powerful, seemingly getting away with anything and everything. Whether it's Hollywood, politics, or tech, people are starting to demand accountability. And this Diddy situation, it might just be the tipping point.
That's what people were saying, and maybe everybody's a conspiracy theorist now, but that's what people are saying about the Diddy situation. Like when the feds rolled up, with the Hummers and shit, they were like, it wasn't about Diddy, it was about if there were tapes of powerful people there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
They were the ones that called. They're like, I need to protect myself, so go in there with all the things and rip any tapes or any evidence.
But it doesn't end there. Musk also hinted at something even more explosive: hidden footage. Yes, you heard that right. Musk suggested that there could be tapes, possibly even hours upon hours of recordings from Diddy's private parties. And if those tapes ever come to light, well, let's just say it could get ugly. According to Musk, these tapes might not just show Diddy's involvement in some shady stuff, they could also implicate other big names. And that's where things get really interesting. There's been talk for years about Diddy's infamous parties. We've all heard the rumors, late night gatherings at his mansions, illicit guests, and all sorts of wild behavior. But according to Musk, those parties might have been more than just a good time. He suggested that Diddy might have been recording some of the more, let's say, private moments from these parties, possibly to use as leverage against other powerful people. It's the kind of thing that sounds like it's straight out of a Hollywood thriller, but if Musk is to be believed, it could be all too real.
Listen, y'all, I understand that these girls are of age, but this is just disgusting to me. It feels very predatory to me.
And it's not just celebrities who could be caught up in this mess. Musk dropped some pretty big hints that certain political figures might also be involved. He didn't name names, but he did point out that Diddy has had some very powerful friends over the years, including people in Washington, D.C. And if those tapes exist, and if they ever get out, well, let's just say we might be in for one of the biggest scandals we've ever seen. Now, all of this is still mostly speculation, but it's the kind of speculation that's got people buzzing. For years, there have been whispers about the darker side of Hollywood, about the secrets that get swept under the rug, and the powerful people who protect each other. But now, it feels like the curtain is being pulled back, and we're starting to see what's really been going on behind the scenes.
What's best for the people be what's running the thing. We're letting the thing be run by the people that are in power, that are corrupt, that want to keep the power.
And the thing is, this isn't just about Diddy. Sure, he's the central figure in this particular scandal, but Musk's comments have opened up a much bigger conversation about power, corruption, and accountability. People are starting to ask some very tough questions. How many other celebrities might be involved in something like this? How many powerful people have used their influence to cover up their misdeeds? And most importantly, will anyone ever actually be held accountable? One fan comment that's been getting a lot of attention perfectly captures this sentiment. America is tired and disgusted with the trash we have been having in our sports, politics, Hollywood, even our churches. Would it not be wonderful to see leaders have class, intellect, and morals once again? It's clear that people are fed up with the way things have been, and they're ready for some serious change. If the Diddy scandal is just the tip of the iceberg, then we might be in for a massive reckoning in Hollywood and beyond.
He will be sued. And I say will be because nothing has been filed yet, by at least 120 people in the next 30 days.
But let's not forget Diddy's been here before. This isn't the first time he's faced controversy, and it probably won't be the last. He's managed to survive scandal after scandal, whether it was his involvement in the East Coast-West Coast hip-hop feud, the questions surrounding the demises of Shakur and Biggie, or his various run-ins with the law. Diddy's always managed to land on his feet. But this time, it feels different. This time, the stakes are higher, and the spotlight is a lot brighter. And speaking of the spotlight, let's talk about the other big names that Musk and Rogan hinted at during their conversation. One of the most interesting parts of their discussion was when Musk brought up some very familiar names from the tech world, people like Reid Hoffman, one of the co-founders of LinkedIn, and even Bill Gates. According to Musk, these guys might also be sweating a little right now, thanks to their alleged connections to Epstein, and by extension, Diddy.
Everybody who tells the stories like, I saw her go upstairs and these dudes are like right on the couch.
Yeah.
And then I go in this room and these guys are It's
Yeah.
like,
And pros. Like, apparently he was getting male gigolos to girls.
girls.
Yeah, that was one of the rumors, like the
Male
freak off. So he would
gigolos.
hire the professional to have with the girls, and I think he would watch allegedly.
Now we all know that Bill Gates has already faced some serious scrutiny over his ties to Epstein. It's something that's been in the news for a while, and it's certainly tarnished his image. But Musk seems to be suggesting that there's more to the story, maybe a lot more. He implied that these tech titans might also have some skeletons in their closets, and that if Diddy or someone else has tapes or other evidence, they could be in serious trouble. This is where things start to get really interesting because Musk didn't stop there. He also suggested that the entire Hollywood industry might be sitting on a powder keg of secrets that could blow up at any moment. According to Musk, Diddy's not the only one who's been involved in some questionable behavior. He hinted that there are other powerful people in Hollywood who've been part of these behind-the-scenes dealings, and that they've all been protecting each other for years.
Someone said that they weren't there to take stuff, they were there to delete everything. Like the real people that were in there, you know.
Oh,
like
that's funny.
With Epstein.
Oh, that's funny.
If Musk's comments are to be believed, then we're not just talking about a few bad apples here. We're looking at a whole system of corruption and cover-ups that could involve some of the biggest names in entertainment, tech, and politics. And the idea that someone like Diddy might have been at the center of it all. That's a pretty wild thought, but it's one that's starting to gain traction. So what do you guys think? Is Diddy really at the center of this massive web of secrets and lies? Could there really be hidden tapes out there that could bring down some of the most powerful people in the world? And if those tapes do exist, will they ever be made public? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for all the latest updates on this wild story. Trust us, you're not going to want to miss what happens next.